Hello everyone, welcome to today's introductory webinar about BricsCAD Mechanical. I am Piyush, the head of business development at Kyrotech. We are also the official Brix's reseller in India. Today, before we begin into our technical demonstration of BricsCAD Mechanical, let us first understand what BricsCAD is all about. Well, BricsCAD is a family of CAD products that is cost effective and compatible to the already existing solutions that you are using today. Let it be in CAD, let it be a LTCAD, let it be a BIM or a mechanical product. Here we have listed few of the advantages that BricsCAD gives you. First, we are a .dwg based solution. That is, we speak native .dwg. Let it be in modeling, let it be in drafting, or let it be in BIM, or even in mechanical, we export in .dwg. Moving on, we have no learning curve. BricsCAD believes whatever knowledge you currently possess or have with your current solutions, it needs to be reused. So, for example, all your commands, all your templates, all your customization files can be directly be imported into BricsCAD and you can start using BricsCAD directly. For example, a command for line in BricsCAD is L. For polyline, it is P-line. For circle, it is C. For mirror, it is MI, and so on. BricsCAD also has advantages of AI tools. Now, AI tools helps you to get rid of mundane and repetitive tasks in your design phase, and it shortens the entire design time taken by for any project. We also have the advantage of having flexible licensing. We not only give you permanent licensing, perpetual licensing, but also an option of subscription, yearly based licensing, volume licensing, and even network licensing. We are also highly deployable because we not only give you an option of installing or using BricsCAD onto Windows system, but also onto Linux and Mac systems. In addition to that, we also give you the option of using BricsCAD into your own language, and the license can be used anywhere in the world. We also have a very small footprint. Now, how does this make a difference? You will not believe the installation size of BricsCAD is just 408 MB. Now imagine you getting all the features of drafting, modeling, 3D modeling, and also BIM and mechanical in just 408 MB. This impacts the amount of infrastructure that you need to run BricsCAD. The recommended RAM or the recommended operating system or the recommended processor required for running BricsCAD is not in GBs or on latest processor, but it is way less, and whatever configurations you currently have, BricsCAD will run in that pretty smoothly. Moving on, we will just go into and understand on what principles are BricsCAD mechanical built on. Brixis has a three-point vision for mechanical CAD. Firstly, the ease that anybody has in developing their models in 2D, the same ease they should have in the 3D world too. Based on this principle, Brixis helps you to create, modify, and move all your geometric entities directly or independently of your design history. You can make changes onto them at any stages of your design, and we reuse the knowledge that you have in your 2D workflow into the 3D world too. Secondly, whatever solution you're currently using, no matter, BricsSys gives you an option to bring in all your models from any other solution that you're currently using and start working on them directly into BricsCAD, as if they were designed in BricsCAD itself. Lastly, we give the option of both direct modeling as well as parametric modeling. Here, we give you the flexibility of direct modeling and the compatibility and the user friendliness of parametric modeling. If at any stage of your design you feel that you need to shift from direct modeling to parametric modeling or from parametric modeling to direct modeling, you can use both as and when you need them. So without any further ado, let's shift to the technical demonstration. Well, now what you see in front of you is the default interface of BricsCAD Mechanical. Don't you think it is very relatable to the current software that you're using? So on the top, we have the ribbon bar. We have panels on the left and we have panels on the right. We have a command prompt at the end of the window on the bottom. We will use this model of the valve to generate our drawing views and see how easy it is to develop them. First, we will just go and select the base views, and yes, we can need the entire model. And like if you can see now, I can actually click on the options in the commands rather than typing them in. This saves a lot of time. And yes, it's asking me the layout page number, and I wanted to place it into the layout 1. So I'll just keep on placing the views. This is my front view, this is my left view, this is my right view, this is my isometric view, this is my top view, this is another isometric view. Well, I'm happy with this views. I'll just press enter and BricsCAD will generate them now. While it is being generated, BricsCAD also gives you the option of shifting from model space to paper space within your paper design here. Now, here if you can see, they are all in 2D, but if at all you want to shift them into 3D, we can do that too. So here I'm just selecting the views, going into my properties panel, and I'll just unlock the displays and shift them to a 3D view. As soon as we shift to the 3D view, you can get a more realistic views, and we can also shift how the visual styles. If you want to shift them to a modeling view, that you can do that. Else you can also go into the conceptual as it was before. Now we will just create a few section models now. So we'll just go with a full section view, and we want to generate it for this drawing view. And yep. So now if you can see, and just place it besides it, BricsCAD will generate the full sectional view of this base view. There you go. Now, like I was saying, we can also reposition the model as and how you need it. So for example, if you want to make changes into this view, you can actually, for temporary, you can just double click into the model and you can work on it. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can also, before that, we need to unlock the model. Just go and go to our properties panel and unlock it, and just double click within it, and then you can actually make changes into it. You can also rotate it if at all you need to. So this is all possible in BricsCAD in your paper space only. If not, just double click outside and you are back to your original view. Now we will also create another half section view. For that we will we'll use this view, and let's say we will use 90 degrees, and we'll just place it above the top view, something like this. Okay, there you go. Okay, now we will also do two of our detail views. We have the option of both circle as well as rectangular view. So first we'll do a circular view first. So we'll just select this and select the center of a circle, and let's say we want to show this. Yeah, so there you go. Again, you can also change the scale if you want to. Standard scales are there, custom scales are there. So we'll just leave it at the default and we'll just place it here. And similarly, we can also do a rectangular view. So, yep. And this is my model and something similar like this. Yeah. So there you go. Okay. So this is how it is easy and simple in BricsCAD to generate your views. We can also edit your views. If suppose you want to move this, and if you just shift your circle the corresponding detail view also shifts. So for example, if I want to bring this a little bit on the left, okay, so my detail view is updated accordingly. Dimensionings are similar to what you already have been doing. So all kinds of dimensions are possible. Let it be linear dimensions, aligned, circular, all are possible in BricsCAD. The same way that you have been doing. Bill of materials is again very simple. Just you need to drag and drop it. So just for an example, we'll just go and generate a bill of materials. You can go into top level, bottom level. You just go into bottom level and place it over here. That's how simple it is. We'll look into the bill of materials a bit later. Now we'll make some changes onto one of the part in the model. Let's say, for example, the stem. Now this is the stem file. Since it is an assembly, so this is an external file. So we will just go here and make. Now, did you just see what just popped up? So as I and when I go to any component in BricsCAD, a pop-up comes up. This is known as a quad cursor. Now, quad cursor is one of the AI tools that BricsCAD gives you. Now, the AI tool based quad cursor helps you to. It recommends you the most relevant tools on that component that will work. It also learns along with you the most, the most useful tools that you use. So now here, as soon as I came onto the phase of the stem, it showed me tools. Now there you go. This is the third option that BricsCAD gives you. If you're comfortable with using your commands, typing them out, that is also there. If you want to go up and search for a commands and click them, that is also possible. Now this is the third option that BricsCAD gives you. I'll just use a direct extrude command. So and extended, this is direct modeling in BricsCAD, extended by 10 mm. Okay, and I just go back to and I save this file and I go back to my main model. Okay, and I run a command known as bm update. So as soon as I run that same command, entire model, if you see, it updated from the external assembly file. Now, when we go to the drawing views, it will automatically update the drawing views too. You don't need to regenerate them again. That is how again BricsCAD helps you to save time. Now, if you see here, this is what has happened. Everything got regenerated automatically. You don't need to regenerate your views. That is how user-friendly BricsCAD is. Now moving ahead, we will just go into another model and use this to generate exploded models, exploded views, and we'll also look into detailed into the BOM generation. So first, this is an drive assembly that is there, which has a lot of components into it. So we'll just go into and explode this model right away. So we'll just go to explode and yep, linear explosion along the y-axis, and we can just extend it out. There you go. So yes, I'm okay with that. Here also we have the options of having trailing lines. So if you go to annotate or go to assembly, you can have trailing lines too. And if I'm happy with this, we can just keep it like that. We can also directly go and create animations into this. So if you just go to edit and I go to my structure panel and I go to this and just take it animate. You can create presentations like this wherein the model is getting exploded, and you can save this and give it to a customer for understanding what are the different kind of parts that are involved in assembly. Along with that, we also give you the options of our entire material library that is there in BricsCAD. So if you just go to any part while the animation is going on, I just want to show you this too. So if you just go over here and go to the material library, you can actually go and see that you can change the materials. Now, just to get an idea of the entire material library, just go here and yes. So if you can just see over here, you can also add your own materials. You can just create new materials over here. But if at all you need to just allocate them depending upon what material has just come into you. So probably in manufacturing, this is all the different kind of materials that you need. You can also put in a different kind of properties. This is totally editable. So you can just allocate them and you can use them in your BOM as columns. to show up, like the mass, the volume, the properties, the material that is being used in your assembly. Well, now I am okay with this, so I will just save this block. Okay, I'll just explode the model again. Um, we'll use it to generate our bomb along the y-axis. Okay, and generate the drawing views, and it's asking me the page number. One is fine. I'll just place the model here. We can also generate the other views, but currently just for the bomb, understanding the bomb features and uh, the numbering of your model, we'll just use one of the views, and we'll just go to the bill of materials, bottom level, place the table here, and for the numbering, we'll use the automated numbering feature known as a balloon auto, and we'll select this viewport. And there's a lot of options. You can have unique numberings. You can also change the design. You want a rhombus, you want a circle, you want a diamond, you can do that. And we'll just select the center of the model, and that is how you can just do it in one click. And you can just see it has marked it perfectly along with the bomb. Now, this is the general procedure followed in many other solutions too. So here a little bit automation is there in BricsCAD. Now, specific to BricsCAD, there is something known as the bomb panel. So this is a very unique and dedicated panel that is there in BricsCAD Mechanical, which helps you to design your bomb on a runtime. This feature can be used in both the model space as well as the paper space. Now, considering this bomb has already been generated, so it is showing me the table over here. But at the same time, if you want to make changes into it, you can add a lot of different properties into them. So like suppose I want to add the mask details of the various parts, and I want to add it after quantity. I can do so by just clicking on the quantity and pressing after that. So now if you can see, my table got updated and the mass has started showing up over here. Similarly, if suppose I want to show the volume and I want to show it before the quantity, I just need to press this. And now you can see the table has got updated. Similarly, we can do the same in the model space also. So we can just click on placing this over here, right over here, and we can place it just besides. Just a sec. I'll just take a top view first. Okay, and you can just place it over here. We will also create a new table with different kinds of columns, and we'll just see how that can be done. So we can just create a new bomb now. Just a sec. Yep. So we will go and select the bottom level, and we will add some properties, parameters of length, size, and we'll just add it over here. Okay, and again we will put in some miscellaneous informations. So block unit, explodable, yes or no. If you want that, you can just add that over here if it's explodable or not. And then once we are happy with the bomb that we need to be, then we just need to place this over here, and there you go. You have the bomb with along with your model. Now you can also export this as runtime to an Excel. BricsCAD gives you the option of the two-way communication between your Excel sheet and your bomb table. If you update the Excel sheet, the bomb table gets updated. Also, you can just export it. I'll just show you that also. Just go to my desktop, and once you go to my desktop and see that you actually have the Excel as it is, you can see it inside. Okay, now moving ahead, we will now open another model, which is an just to understand assembly modeling in BricsCAD, how simple it is. So this is a very relatable model in BricsCAD in the mechanical world, which is an V8 engine. So what we will do is we will insert one piston head. If you can see out of there are only 7. Before we begin and understand how the assembly is done, and later on we'll see how if you make changes into the assembly, the BOM table also gets updated automatically. So for that to understand, what we will do is we'll create a base view of the entire model, okay, and create a new layout page, let's say BOM, okay. So we'll just place it over here, and we need this view. That's all, the 2 views that we need. Out of the 2 views also will not need this view, and this view will just, we can use our quad cursor and just move it as in how we want it. This is the manipulator in BricsCAD. The manipulator is again something very similar to the Gizmo tool in AutoCAD, but is way more powerful. It gives you the option of mirroring, it gives you the option of movement, it gives you the option of adaptive scaling. So there's a lot of different options. So yes, so we'll again generate a BOM for this bottom level. So this is as of now. So if you can just see, there are only 7 sets of the rod and the piston head, and we'll make some changes into the model, and we'll see how this BOM updates. So to understand assembly modeling in BricsCAD, we'll just bring in 2 parts. Just go to insert, and we'll bring the rod, okay, and we'll insert one more, the piston assembly, the head, okay. And now we'll use 2 very simple commands known as the coincident and the coincentric. So first we'll just coincident the phases and match the phase with this, and the inside of the piston head, okay. The phases have got matched. Now we'll match the coincentric, and yep. So my edge, this edge along with this edge, yeah. So this is done now, and now again I'm going to use the same coincident and match my along with this. So if you can see, it has come over here. Now I'm going to use the manipulator to edit this and place it into the position that I need. So suppose I just need it over here, okay, it's perfect. Now I want to give it an angle of 45 degrees. So I select these 2, and again I use my manipulator and give it an angle of 45 degrees, okay. I'm happy with the orientation now. Now I got a total of 4 sets of piston heads. Now this is complete. Now what I will do is I will open one of the uh, rod, connecting rod, and I will make some changes into that. Basically I'll add 2 bolts into it just to hold the, and this is again the component panel library which is built in BricsCAD. This is again all the components here, it is all parametric. So we'll just use a 4017 bolt and just bring it in. Now if you can see, I'll just show you, it's all parametric, and we will use an M10 um, 1.540, okay, and we will just make this also as 40, and it was not selected actually, so I'll just go and aim 10, 1.25 and 40, yeah. So now I'm going to use this and again use my coincident and match the phases, Okay, and concentric for matching the two circles for the placement. Yep. So this is done. Now similarly, I'll just for another set Control C and Control V, place it, go to coincident, match the phases, and concentric for the holes. It's done. I'm going to save this file now. Okay. I'm going to go back to my engine assembly. They don't still show up. Now I'm going to go to my BOM. Okay. Now I'm going to do something as command known as BM update. Okay, the entire model. Yes. So it will just update it. Now if you can see, it has brought in the ISO 4017 as 16 because there are 8 sets, and all of this has also been updated. You can see in the model also the nuts and bolts have started showing up. Just to get a better idea, if you just go back to the model also, in the model also it is visible. Similarly in the BOM page in the paper space also, if I just shift this model to a 3D view, then you get an idea the nuts and bolts have started showing up. Yeah. So this is how again BricsCAD helps you to shorten the design time by not regenerating and reiterating your work again and again. If there are many small changes in the design or from the client or from the customer, this is how BricsCAD helps you to design it faster. Now what we will do is we will shift into the sheet metal and we will make a very simple sheet metal part to understand the various features that BricsCAD has to give you. So first we will draw the base flange, and I'm just making a normal rectangle. So let's say okay, and we are going to convert this rectangle into a base flange. Okay, and yep, and just to understand that it has been done, this is how the base flange looks like. Now very fast we will use the edge flanges command and create some edges. Okay, and let's say 13 and 90. Similarly, we will create another edge flange over here on this side, but with the width option. So let's go to the width. Okay, you can use direct modeling again, and let's say 32. Okay, and again 32. So now we have the flange ready, and the height of the flange would be this and 90 degrees. Okay, so it's done. Now again, we can use normal push-pull commands to understand, if you can see the, now I was speaking of adaptive marking. So if you can just see, we can move the flange by direct modeling, but all the informations are as and how it is. The thickness is maintained, the geometry is maintained, and if you just go to the mechanical browser, you can see actually you can edit the thickness, the bend, you can shift a lofted bend to a normal bend. The bend radius also can be changed, the thickness of the entire model can be changed. It is totally parametric. The K factor gets calculated automatically. You can change the K factor too. Now moving ahead, we'll just create a few more edge flanges. Okay, we can also create multiple flanges at one time only. So we'll just select two edges now. Okay, and give them let's say 62 and 90. Okay, now if you can just see, the junctions are created automatically, the corner reliefs are also created automatically. You can also change them. We also have the reliefs, different kinds of reliefs that you need, and the junctions, the three types of junctions also can be changed. We will create two more flanges, edge flanges again with this edge and this edge flange. We give it, let's say, 25 and 90. Okay, that's done. Now what we will do is we can also go to our components panel and we can search for a slot. Okay, and just bring it in and place it. We can also change the sizing of it. Let's say we want this as 5 mm and 15 mm. Okay, and okay, done. Now similarly, what I will do is I will mirror this onto the other flange. I'm going to use mi, the normal mirror command. Select the entities. Oh, just a sec. Okay, so we'll just bring in a slot and make some changes into that since they're all parametric. So we'll make this as 5 mm and this as 15. Okay, and we'll place it over here. Okay, it's done. Now we'll use the mirror command, the normal mirror command, to select the entities. Okay, and mirror line would be somewhere in the center, and I want it over here. Okay, keep entities, and it has been done. I just go to my layers and of the subtract layer. It is done. Now I will insert a profile just to create holes, and let's insert and browse for a hole story and explode it. Okay, and I'm going to place this over here, and again just go to my top view, and now I'm going to select all of these holes and use the normal extrude command. Okay, and that's done. Okay, so now once I'm ready with my design, I can just go to my unfold option and select, and within one click I'm able to get my design ready for production. You can just see with all the information required, the total length of the sheet that is required for development, the production, and everything in one go. This is how BricsCAD helps you to also save a lot of time in sheet metal designing. Now this we did from scratch. Again, we can shift your solid models into sheet metal by converting into sheet metal and then having using the shell command, and automatically BricsCAD will actually identify all the bends and all the flanges and allocate them accordingly, all the junctions also. Along with that, we also have the hem facility, the bend facilities, and junction types, and the tabs also. We can create tabs too in BricsCAD sheet metal. Now, moving on, we will just see few other additional. This is what BricsCAD mechanical on the crux is, but in detail, a lot of other things too. In assembly, we can do a lot of other various constraints that we use, and you can also create your own components in BricsCAD mechanical. Here we have a very rich parametric components entire library over here. We also give you the solid and the surface modeling option. And well, um, now we'll just see some value addition that BricsCAD gives you. This works in 2D as well as 3D. Everybody uses the block command to the fullest. Now, something that is known as the Blockify in BricsCAD. Now, suppose you have very similar geometry components in your entire diagram, entire design, but you need to go manually and select them and convert into blocks. But in BricsCAD, we have something known as the Blockify. Now, what does the Blockify do? It basically converts all similar geometry into blocks. Now, if you can just see, this has this everything over here is lines. It is an exported model. Okay, while designing, it has been done, and there's a lot of circles. And so I'll just select this as a reference for the Blockify command. And if you can just see, and just run the Blockify command and select my reference entities, and I'll just say to search in the entire diagram drawing, and okay, it has got 6 copies of it. Now here it was all mixed up. I didn't know which line was which. Now if you can just see, it is all separate now. I didn't actually have to go and search for them in my entire diagram on drawing. This is how Blockify helps you to shorten your time. And if even it happens, you can also miss a certain line or circle, and searching a circle or line in the entire diagram would be a tough later on. So yes, along with that, if you can just see over here, the size of the file of the Blockify file is 30 KB. But now when I will save this file, it reduces the file size too. So I'll just save it, Blockify it, okay, save. And now when we go and see, it is 21 KB. So it is reduced by 9 KB. Now imagine the amount of space that a file will take when you're working on large assemblies. Um, I want to also show you another feature in BricsCAD known as the import PDF option. So we'll just open another page and use the import PDF. Just a sec. Okay, PDF import. Now usually what we do is, if we have the old PDF files, vector PDF files, we usually bring it into our design softwares. We put it as a layer when we trace it out. But here BricsCAD gives you a direct option wherein actually you can directly uh, bring the file and start working on it directly. So just give me a sec of bringing in the file. Yep, there's only one page and the insert point with 00. If you want to mention the scale, you can do that. If you want to rotate it, if not, yes, this is what I get. Now if you can just see, this is a line. You can edit it. You can also convert it into 3D. Suppose you want to go to surface modeling and you want to revolve, and let's say I want this axis and I want to do 360 degrees, and just go and shift to modeling option. Okay, now you can just see over here, I just converted my PDF file into 3D directly within a couple of minutes. This is how BricsCAD gives you this option. Another facility that BricsCAD gives you is of exporting your model as a 3D PDF. Now, a 3D PDF helps a customer to understand the model better, because he can actually, without any CAD software, he can actually rotate the model and view it. So I will just go to my export option and go to my 3D PDF, go to my desktop and save, yes, the entire model, and it is exporting it. Then we'll just open the PDF and see it. To view the 3D PDF, you don't need any specialized software. The latest version of Adobe PDF Reader is sufficient. Now I'll just go back to my desktop and see the file. And if you can just see over here, this is what the file looks like. You can actually rotate it. The customer can also get different views. let's say transparent. That's possible in through BricsCAD and by the use of Adobe PDF Reader. Well, with that, I come to today's technical demonstration of BricsCAD Mechanical. Let me just shift back to the presentation. Hope you like the technical demonstration. Here we have listed all our social handles. You can get in touch with me over mobile, over my email, or over my LinkedIn. You can also follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel, our LinkedIn page, and our Facebook page, wherein we keep you posted and updated with all the latest happenings in the CAD world. Thank you all for your time and attention. Hope you liked the session. Please give us a genuine feedback, get in touch with us, and stay tuned for the further webinars. Thank you, everyone.